to here, council members, you want
Oh,
to
okay,
say
she's a
her first, okay?
Yeah.
Put her first, then all of them.
Yeah, sure.
Make her feel more important. I didn't know it was on.
Oh, no worries.
So,
no worries.
just don't forget, because you'll be in big trouble.
Okay, I'll do my best. Thanks for putting it down.
All right, everyone. This is a 5-minute warning. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes, so if you can get to your seats, we'd appreciate it. We're going to start in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Please stand. Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today for the commencement ceremony of the Austin Fire Department's 132nd Cadet class. I am Battalion Chief Matt Holmes, and I supervised our training academy while these cadets were there. and I will be your master of ceremonies for today. On June 7th, 2021, these men and women came together from a variety of backgrounds and communities to undergo the intense training required to become an Austin firefighter. 28 weeks later, the individuals you are about to meet have succeeded in their goal. They have met our rigorous physical, mental, and ethical standards and will now have the privilege and responsibility of serving as an Austin firefighter. Would you please rise for the presentation of the colors, the Star-Spangled Banner sung by Austin firefighter Aaron Barta, and the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I will now ask Mark McAdams, who is not only a retired Austin Fire Department captain, but is also fire chief for the Gerald Fire Department and pastor of the First Baptist Church in nearby Buckholz, Texas, to deliver this morning's invocation.
Thank you. You may join me in prayer if you so choose. Dear God, we gather here today to recognize this group of people who have worked very hard to obtain the title of firefighter. This group of people is committed to serving others, even in perilous situations. And Lord, we come to you today thanking you for them. And so, Lord, their journey begins. These firefighters will get to experience some great things as they serve others. These firefighters will also have to experience some very difficult things. I ask you, Lord, that you keep their bodies strong, that they can reach out to help those in need. I ask you to keep their eyes sharp and their minds alert, that they see and recognize both the needs of those who call upon them, as well as the dangers that will confront them. Lord, keep their ears open, that they will hear every call for help and every sound of danger. I ask you, God, to keep their hearts safe as they face the very hard things we encounter in this service. And Lord, may you always give them courage. And Lord, please give them the most important things they need to be the good firefighter. And those are compassion and love, not only for those who call upon them, but also for those they serve with. Lord, we ask you one shift at a time, Lord. Watch over them one shift at a time. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commencement ceremony for the 132nd cadet class is officially in session. Please be seated. On behalf of the Austin Fire Department and Fire Chief Joel G. Baker, I would like to thank you for joining us for this very special occasion. I'd also like to extend a special thanks to the Great Hills Baptist Church and their staff for the use of this facility and their support of our ceremony. Today is a celebration of the hard work, dedication, and achievements of the men and women seated here. They have succeeded in completing the most intense and rigorous fire training academy in the nation. Today is also a time to acknowledge the family members and friends who have provided the care and support that have been critical to making these cadets' dreams of becoming an Austin firefighter a reality. This is your day as well. At this time, I would like to recognize the members of our executive team. Please hold your applause until they are all introduced. Fire Chief Joel G. Baker, Chief of Staff Rob Vyers, Assistant Chief Richard Davis, Assistant Chief Andre De La Reza, Assistant Director Dr. Rennell Paulson, Assistant Chief Brandon Wade, Division Chief Tony Hayden, Division Chief Andre Jordan, Division Chief Eddie Martinez, Division Chief Thayer Smith, Compliance Program Manager Jennifer Heatley, Public Information and Marketing Manager Michelle Tanzola. Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge some very special people that really make the Ed Services, our training division, run smoothly. Without them, we would not be here. And that's Caroline James, Cindy Gordon, and Magali Pipers. Thank you so much. Now, I'd like to introduce some special guests who've joined us today. Mayor Steve Adler, Mayor Pro Tem Natasha Harper Madison, City Manager Spencer Cronk, Interim Deputy City Manager Ann Morgan, the Assistant City Manager over Public Safety Ray Ariano, Council Members Allison Alter, Paige Ellis, Vanessa Fuentes, and Mackenzie Kelly, Ken Craig, representing Councilmember Ann Kitchen's office. Lisette Galvan, representing Councilmember Leslie Poole's office. Local 975 Austin Firefighters Association President Bob Nix. And Austin African American Firefighters Association President Blair Campbell. Thank you so much. We appreciate your attendance to demonstrate your support for these men and women as we welcome them into the Austin Fire Department. Now I'd like to ask Assistant Chief Richard Davis, who oversees our training academy, to say a few words about our Class 132 team leaders. Chief Davis.
Thank you, Chief Holmes. Because of the exceptional work by our team leaders, these cadets are ready to become members of the Austin Fire Department. The team leaders are operations firefighters who volunteered to be mentors for the cadet class and are assigned to the training division for the entire 28-week period. They spend countless hours ensuring these cadets meet the rigorous standards of the Austin Fire Department. Without their support and dedication, it is unlikely that all of these cadets here today would have successfully completed the academy. Will you please join me on the stage for a special presentation as I call your name? Firefighter Jeff Brown, Firefighter Mikey Kinney, Firefighter Jeff Schmuck, Firefighter Coy Snyder, and Firefighter Shelby Volmar. As a small token of our appreciation for your commitment to this class and to the mission of deeds, not words, for the entire training division, it will be my pleasure to present you with this plaque in recognition of your service. Thanks for all team leaders and training staff for demonstrating how our mission goes beyond our name.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Now I'd like to ask Captain Elizabeth Donaldson from our Cadet Academy to come forward. Captain Donaldson.
Thank you, Chief Holmes. I want to take a quick second to thank the family members for coming out. I know you guys are going to be thanked several times when we have more speakers up here, but I have the great honor of announcing some awards to our cadets, and we only have 4 awards to give, although we have 25 cadets. It's worth mentioning they've all worked their tails off for the last 28 weeks, and I'm so glad that you guys joined us to celebrate them today, so thank you for being here. Now I'd like to invite Lieutenant Jason Krim to join me on stage as we announce the awards for Class 132. And for those of you who are not familiar with our rank structure or how Ed Services is designed, the cadets come in, we have our operations firefighters come down as team leaders, and those team leaders are overseen by Lieutenant Krim for Class 132. So he's put in a significant amount of time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears for this class to be here today. So I truly appreciate his work as well. All right, without further ado, I know the cadets are all waiting for me to read the next few lines. All right, so I'm going to start off with the Hammer Award. The Hammer Award is voted on by the team leaders. The winner exhibits outstanding effort and dedication to the job, performing at his or her highest level at all times. I want to say this is high praise. This is voted on, like I said, by our team leaders. When a firefighter says something along the lines of, "I'd fight fire with you," that is some of the highest praise a firefighter can give, and that is essentially what the Hammer Award is. And for Class 132, it goes to Cadet Mark Atchley. Congratulations, Ashley. All right, the next award goes to the most physically fit. It's comprised of two related concepts: general fitness, which is a state of health and well-being, and specific fitness, a task-oriented definition based on the ability to perform specific aspects of the occupation. Now, this is, again, a significant award because I'm sure, as you can imagine, all 25 of these cadets are extremely fit. So to rise above the rest of them is a specific achievement. This particular cadet consistently performed above everyone else. He was one of the, always in the highest, the strongest lifters in the group. He always exceeded the PT assessment expectations. He was always top of the class on the drill field workouts, which are challenging to say the least. And the winner for the most physically fit award for class 132 is Cadet Devin Dickens. Good job, Cadet Dickens. All right, next is the best all-round cadet. This is chosen by their peers as the cadet who best exemplifies a combination of the skills and qualities that are most important to our training program. Those include leadership, integrity, professionalism, initiative, hard work, dependability, and overall performance excellence. Before I announce the winner, though, I'd like to invite our fire chief, Joel G. Baker, to the stage for a special presentation. Chief?
I just want to look at y'all real quick. Y'all looking real sharp out there. Looking good. Okay. If you gave a retiring firefighter the opportunity to take one piece of equipment with them when they left their department, they will most likely choose to take with them their leather fire helmet. People wear helmets every day for a variety of reasons. Construction workers, motorcycle riders, football and baseball players, and the list go on and on and on. They all share a very similar type of helmet. But none of these remotely resemble the fire helmet. It is the universal symbol of the fire service. Those worn by the earliest American firefighter were made of leather, but their likeness with the traditional helmet ends there. The first firefighter helmet was stovepipe type helmet used until 1836, when a New York firefighter by the name of Henry Cadet changed the whole design of the helmet. Cadet was a hat maker by trade, so he invented what we now know as the traditional fire helmet. It was snapped up by firefighters as soon as it hit the market. It became common to judge those who didn't wear a Cadet cap as simply not doing their job. Since that time, changes and innovation to the original design has been rather minor. Manufacturer has tried aluminum, plastic, and even rubber. But if you ask that firefighter what kind of helmet they prefer, their answer will most likely be the same. I want a leather helmet. So as a symbol of that commitment to doing the job, the winner of today's Best All-Around Award will take home this most treasured trophy, a leather helmet. Captain Donaldson, will you please do the honors?
Thank you, Chief. The winner of the Best All-Around Award for Cadet Class 132 goes to Cadet Cody Skinner. That's true. That's a pretty sweet lid. Congratulations. All right, now I'd like to announce the valedictorian for Cadet Class 132. This award is given to the cadet with the highest overall grade point average based on both EMT and fire exams. Now, again, like all the awards that we give out, it's a significant achievement, right? We've got a lot of tests that we take during the academy. It's only 6 months long, but during the EMT program, which is only 10 weeks long, there are 5 exams and a final exam. And then during the fire portion, there are 10 exams and a final exam. So our valedictorian scored better than everyone else to achieve this rank of valedictorian, which is just outstanding. The valedictorian for Cadet Class 132 is Cadet David Hashim.
Good morning. The last 28 weeks have been an amazing journey that none of us will ever forget. All of this made possible by the hard work and dedication of countless individuals. From the training and administration staff to operational firefighters, to our TLs, TL Brown, TL Coy, TL Kinney, TL Shelby, and TL Schmuck, who volunteered more than 6 months of their time to mentor our class and help shape the future of the Austin Fire Department. We thank you all for your sacrifice and for the wisdom you passed down to us. We started this academy 28 weeks ago of not only learning the skills and knowledge to be competent and professional firefighters, but to transform a class of individuals to a class that operates as one. Coming together as one doesn't happen in just a day. It takes going through adversity, pain, sacrifice, and a little bit of humor to build the trust of our fellow classmates. The TOs are very good at letting us know how we were doing as a class, especially when we messed up. Like the time our gear did not look uniform and we came back to find it thrown about in front of the building, some of it hanging off the awning roof. We were told to find our own gear, put it on, and run up the 9-story tower. The TLs did give us credit when we did good. None of us will forget the time we were told to be outside, TLs yelling at us to hurry up, making us think we had messed up. Lined up, TL Brown looks around, asking us how many more times we needed to be told to work as one before we would understand. As we stood there feeling ashamed, like a parent giving the "I'm disappointed" talk to their kid, TL Brown turned the mood around by letting us know that this time it seemed to have stuck. The reward? Slip and slide academy style with salvaged tarps and a hose hooked up to the hydrant. As a class, we've had our own internal moments. There have been times that tested our class cohesiveness, like the almost 2-week-long debate on wearing wetsuits during swiftwater training, which we did to the displeasure of a few. There were also moments that our class came together, like everyone, close to 25 cadets, asking the cadet leader, one after another, if we were going to wear hats and sunglasses outside, even though we knew the answer after the first time it was asked. Even though we've learned a lot in these last 28 weeks, there are still some things we will never know. Like, where are Hernandez's boots? Who took the bundle from the top of the tower during a Kong race? And who clogged the toilet? As we look back on these memories before starting our probation and future career, we must never forget our why. Throughout the academy, we were told to think of our why we chose to serve, why we chose the fire service, why we chose AFD. As the years go on, remember the mission, never forget your why, and be worth emulating. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Donaldson and Lieutenant Krim. It is now my great pleasure to welcome a series of very special guests from City Hall to the podium today. First is the Mayor of the City of Austin, the Honorable Steve Adler.
I want to say, excuse me, I want to say thank you to the 132nd class for answering the call for service to this community. This opportunity to be able to speak to graduating cadets is one of the things that I most enjoy about the position that I'm in. because of what it represents. It represents not only the dedication, the commitment, the promise of a career that the cadets show, but from a community perspective, it's the trust that they're going to be kept safe as they live here. Chief Baker, again, thank you for the opportunity to be able to be here. I want to start by thanking the families for the gift of the service of your family member. It is well recognized that there are burdens associated with the privilege of being a firefighter in this community, and some of those burdens fall on the families. I want you to know that you are appreciated by the community and that gift is recognized. To the firefighters, you are joining a new family, as the valedictorian pointed out, in terms of the camaraderie. I have the privilege and the opportunity to be able to serve on the pension board, which, by the way, is incredibly strong. And among all the pensions that we have in the city, the firefighters' pension is the strongest. But I get a front row seat to be able to see the commitment that firefighters have to one another, evidenced by the fact that pension is strong. But it's that same familial feel that I have when I gather with the firefighters on 9/11, when I have the opportunity to visit firefighters, what I see at the pension and what I see here today. Congratulations to that. I want you to know that this community needs you. It's a community that respects you and appreciates the service and the position that you are putting yourselves in to keep the community safe. There's a reason why there's a quorum of the city council here today, or represented today, the Mayor Pro Tem, Council Members Alter and Ellis, and representatives from Councilmember Kitchens and Councilmember Poole's office, Councilmember Kelly. There's a reason why you have so many elected officials here today. And it's because the job that you are stepping up to do is so important. And we want to make sure that you know just how appreciated you are by this community. You know, before I got elected, I thought about firefighters as in glowing terms, in terms of going into buildings and putting out fires and keeping us safe. Over the last 7 years, I've become to fully appreciate the full extent of the work and support and the way you keep the community safe on the front lines when we have flooding, saving lives in boats. When we lose water and power, our fire department is out front making sure that people have water and that people are warm and they're safe. When we had the trial of a bomber that was putting random packages on people's front porches, the firefighters were part of the assembled public safety force to help deliver safety in our community. You firefighters are everywhere, and thank goodness for that. Congratulations for graduation today, and thank you so much for your promise and commitment to this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next is Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Austin and District 1 Council Member Natasha Harper Madison.
My mama said I always did have a flair for the dramatic. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, Cadet Class 132, and congratulations. I'm really happy to be able to be here speaking to y'all this morning. Just a moment. So my name is Natasha Harper Madison. I am the proud representative of District 1. on the Austin City Council. I am as proud to be the wife and the mother of firefighters. My husband, 20 plus years with AFD, and my son with ESD 11. I recognize that you wouldn't be here today if you didn't know the uncomfortable challenges that you are gonna have to face. Long hours and shifts that take you away from your husbands and wives, your family, your friends, your hobbies, and until you get some time in the saddle, holidays. Thank y'all for coming in and giving my husband Thanksgiving and Christmas off. At the ring of a bell, you may be expected to enter life-threatening situations for people you never met. It's beautiful. And that's just a part of the larger sacrifice that you all bravely, boldly, willingly make for us in our community. I can tell you and your families that in the months and the years ahead, you will not be alone. You all are now a part of something bigger, something better, something more supportive and loving. You are a part of a community of shared sacrifice and passion for service and, and for safety. In this exclusive club, we celebrate the good times together and we rally around one another when times get tough. And as a fellow member, I am overjoyed to tell you all, welcome to the family. Your new family looks forward to helping you along every single step of the way so that we all, together, keep getting stronger by the day. Again, congratulations, Class 132. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Last, but certainly not least, is Austin City Manager Spencer Cronk. Mr. Cronk.
Good morning. Congratulations, cadets. As the chief said, looking sharp. I want to thank the mayor and the council for their leadership and support. I want to thank Chief Baker and his executive team. I want to thank the city manager's office that is here as well. But most of all, I want to thank each of you for choosing this career. We've talked a lot about the theme family, and I'm just going to expound on that in my brief remarks. The families that support you, we are indebted to your service, to your dedication, to the fact that you are the backbone of allowing these men and women to become Austin firefighters. Thank you for your service. You have become a family as a class. In these last 6 months, you have seen a lot, been through a lot, and tested each other and tested yourselves. Through that process, you have started to become that family. You are joining a family in the Austin Fire Department. As you know, so many people before you, the shoulders that you are standing on, have paved the way for where we are today. And you will do the same for those future generations within the department. But you are also part of a family of the City of Austin organization. We have over 15,000 employees that you are joining. The airport, animal services, watershed protection, the ways in which Austin Fire collaborates and partners with each one of our city departments is astonishing. And I'm so thankful for the way in which we have worked together to solve our community's challenges. And finally, you are part of the City of Austin family as a community. As has been said, we value the work that you do. The residents, the visitors, the people that enjoy our parks, our stores, our incredible assets, you are the ones keeping them safe. So thank you for being part of that family as well. Through the cadet class, you have been tested, but I know you are ready. Over the next few weeks during your probation, you will be further challenged, and you will need to rely on each other to ensure that you can get through those challenges stronger. But for today, celebrate, smile, and relax. Congratulations, Cadet Class 132. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kronk. We greatly appreciate all of you making the time out of your very busy schedule to be here and help recognize the achievements of these cadets. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage our keynote speaker for this morning's ceremony, Austin Fire Department Battalion Chief Damian McKeon.
It kind of feels like August on the drill field in here, doesn't it? A little bit. Yeah. Welcome, Austin Fire Department Cadet Class 132, friends and families, Chief Baker, and distinguished guests. It is an honor to ask by you guys, Class 132, to deliver an address at your graduation. And I want first to thank you for choosing to join our AFD family. We need you. Lord, how do we need you? I know the last 7 months in the Cadet Academy have been grueling, and it's been a little weird because of the pandemic, but you've prevailed, and I'm so proud of you. Many years ago, I was sitting in those seats where you are today, and my class, Class 103, was graduating. And I see some of my classmates in the crowd this morning. In fact, at one point, every firefighter and officer in this room was sitting right down where you are today. Your training lieutenants, your team leaders, as well as the station mates you'll meet next week at your new assignment. We were all sitting down there waiting for some old windbag to get done with their speech so we could graduate. So I've been with AFD for 24 years, almost 24 years, and 3 years before that at a small department in East Texas. So 27 years in the fire service with some military time mixed in as well. And I can tell you that despite having some experience, I'm still learning every single day. The stuff I'm going to talk about in the next few minutes, I didn't know 10 years ago. I didn't know 7 years ago or 5 years ago. And I still mess it up regularly. I don't have every answer, but I'm part of a team, now we are part of a team, of firefighters, officers, and civilian staff that find those answers. You all are at the beginning of your journey. So how do you get from there to here, or here, or here? That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to give you all the secrets, so get out your notebooks and pencils. All right, fail test number 1. All right. After the results of the latest promotional process, I realized that at Central Station on the A shift, which I'm responsible for, we're actually losing every officer, 2 drivers, and 3 firefighters in the next few months. So that's over half of the station at the biggest station in Austin. Or better said, the Austin Fire Department is gaining new captains, lieutenants, fire specialists, and a battalion chief that will head to their new assignments and do great things, just as you all will. So what does it mean when a bunch of your people are promoting? Naturally, it means I'm buying promotion presents, and lots of them. Luckily, there's a guy with an internet bookstore that I order from a lot. His name is Jeff Bezos. And the stuff gets here in like 48 hours, so it's incredibly convenient. Anyway, I ordered a bunch of copies of a book that I read a few years ago that has helped me develop as a leader and a member of our AFD team. And I thought it would be a great gift for these new leaders coming up through the ranks. It also seemed the perfect topic to bring with me for this occasion. So the book is by an author named Daniel Coyle, and it's called The Culture Code. The word culture is from the Latin word cultus, which means care. In addition to the word care, I want you to also think tend, worship, honor, embellish. And using the root, it makes the word cultivate. In this book, Coyle talks about how high-performing teams all over the world manage to become more than the sum of their parts. I'm talking about teams in the military, public safety, tech companies, surgical teams, and sports teams, of course. And it isn't accidental. There are reasons and some science behind this, and a little bit of art as well. So let's discuss it. So in order to build a successful culture in a team, Coyle suggests doing 3 things: building safety, sharing vulnerability, and establishing purpose. He bases the entire book behind that in 3 sections, one for each one of those things. So we'll start with the first one, building safety. Now, I'm not talking about safety in a building that is on fire. I'm talking about building, fostering, cultivating a feeling of safety within your team. We do this with belonging cues. So belonging cues are all the gestures, words, and body language that let people know that they are part of a group, that they're members of a group. He writes that all belonging cues have 3 things: individualization, treating a person as unique and valued. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? Belonging cues also require energy to be invested into the exchange that's taking place. How much do you feel like you belong if someone never looks up from their desk when they're talking to you in a meeting? And the last thing is future orientation. He tells a story about new players on a minor league baseball team riding on the team bus. Nervous, hoping they will succeed, worried about their future, just like you guys. On the television sets in the bus, their major league team was playing. They were watching the game. And the coach pointed up to the screen where Trevor Rosenthal, who was a young relief pitcher at the time, was on the pitcher's mound. And he said, 3 years ago, he was sitting on this bus right where you guys are. Like, pow, right there they get a dose of future orientation, that preview of the relationship to come, and they saw themselves on that television someday. The coach was signaling that the relationship would continue and that there are endless possibilities ahead because they are members of that group, that safety, right? He's building safety. So future orientation, you see how that works? Belonging cues build that safety. The next thing the author talks about is sharing vulnerability. Wait, this sounds like a trap, doesn't it? Vulnerability at a fire station. It's like the last thing that you want to show. You've heard the stories, sharks circling the blood in the water. Never let them know something's bothering you, right? Never let them see the chinks in your armor. Pretend like you don't care. No weakness, no vulnerability ever. And for instance, if you're cooking the wagon the first night you're at the station, or if your favorite sports team loses on a Sunday, that might actually be a good, safe course of action. But the vulnerability I'm talking about is a little bit different. People think that the thing you have to have before showing vulnerability is trust. They think that long before you allow yourself to show any vulnerability, you need to trust that the person's not going to do anything bad with it. Well, actually, that premise is completely backwards. Vulnerability doesn't come after trust. It precedes it. Trust is built with something the author calls the vulnerability loop. It's a feedback loop. It's pretty amazing, actually. So this is how it works. Person A sends a signal of vulnerability like, man, I've read this policy a bunch of times. We've trained on it. But at that last call, I felt like I didn't have a clue what we were doing. So person B detects that vulnerability. Person B shows vulnerability in return. Yeah, I used to be terrible at that too, and it took a long time for me to get there. How can I help you? And person A detects that, closes that loop. A new norm is established, closeness and trust increase. I'll give you 2 more quick examples on how this works. You have a company officer, for example, an experienced one who has thousands of calls under their belt. They're supposed to have all of the answers, right? But then you respond to one of those not so straightforward incidents that we often attend, and after looking at the situation and taking a couple of deep breaths, he or she says, crap, guys, I got nothing. Do you have any ideas? What do y'all think? Wow, there's some vulnerability in that statement, right? That officer, that leader, is admitting that they don't have the solution. Now, the risk is that you go back to the station and you start talking smack about how the company officer didn't know how to solve the problem and he had to ask the crew for help. That risk is there. But what's really going to happen? It's going to shift the dynamic of the team from one person trying to come up with a solution and giving orders to everybody else into one where the whole group comes together to solve the problem. And in the future, the other members of the crew now trust that they can provide suggestions and solutions, and they trust that they are encouraged to contribute those. It makes the crew and it makes our product better. Another opportunity for this vulnerability feedback loop to be put into action is during our tailboard reviews. So for those new to this, tailboard review or after action review happens right after the fire, but before the hoses are picked up and the units return to service, while everything is still fresh in our minds. We gather around the tailboard of one of the fire trucks and we talk about it, just for a few minutes. We start by getting a shared understanding of what actually took place, so a shared cognitive experience so that we all fought the same fire, so to speak. Then we work down the list of things we did well and some things we can improve on. The problem is there's a huge temptation not to admit if you made a mistake. It's that status protection. You don't admit things that you could have done better because you want to maintain your status in the group. And you don't want anyone to even remotely get a whiff of your incompetence. God, this is a terrible thing, really it is. Nobody learns, nobody gets better, and worse, nobody else speaks up that they made a mistake or they weren't perfect or they could have done things better. So it's contagious within the group. Ineffective after-action reviews will kill the performance of an organization. And oftentimes the most skilled operators, the ones people look up to and try to emulate, are the ones that don't admit fault. So this creates an impossible to achieve false standard of perfection, and it's toxic. You all have been told that your reputation is everything, right? You've been hearing that since the first day. This has to change, or at least the basis upon which our reputation is built needs to change. Build your reputation as somebody who believes in what they do, works hard to be a master of their craft, is respectful of their mates, and can recognize and admit when they make mistakes. Not as someone who is God's gift to firefighting and infallible. Because trust me, we aren't. I'm not. I want y'all to set that example. I want you to show that honesty. Be vulnerable and recognize and respect when others do the same. When I lead it after action review, the first thing I try to do right out of the gate is highlight for the group something that I messed up on. So when we show each other that it's okay to admit what we could have done better, we increase that trust. That's the loop. Then we continue to improve. And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't work, but oftentimes it does. And then each crew afterwards talks about what they did or saw, and they mention something that they could have done better. And then we all learn from it. And that effect is contagious as well. So building safety, sharing vulnerability. The third skill I mentioned earlier is establishing purpose. There are many ways to do it. Mission statements, mottos, slogans, using credos to highlight what's important to the group, to the department, to the profession. For example, the Austin Fire Department motto is excellence beyond our standards, service beyond your expectations. That sets the tone, right, of what we do. In addition, I like to use story. How do you think that ancient cultures communicated a purpose or a higher calling to their warriors, to the people that are on the front line, before they went to fight? For millennia, soldiers sat beside warming fires the night before a battle and told stories of the warriors of the past and their desirable attributes. They looked up at the night sky and they picked out Hercules and Perseus and Orion. Those stories shared a common purpose: to inspire and unite the ranks for the rough time ahead. Having that known purpose in your back pocket is huge, if only to remember where north is, why we're doing this. The same thing can happen while sitting at the kitchen table of a fire station. When I say I use story, this is one of the things that we do. I ask my firefighters from time to time just to tell us why they chose to do what we do for a living and how they ended up in this job. The result is magical. You start to see the group come alive as everyone gets a peek at what makes that person tick, why they chose this profession, what is important to them, where their purpose lies. They ask questions to learn more. We realize how and where our own motivation lines up with our peers, and we reinforce where north is for the whole group. It also highlights all of the diverse paths we took to get to that seat that you're sitting in right now, at the beginning of a 25 to 30 year enriching and extraordinary experience. Building safety, sharing vulnerability, establishing purpose. These things work, and they should be in your tool belt as you move forward in your career. So in closing, I'll give you the expectation briefing that I give new members of our battalion. So lately, the technique du jour for an expectations talk is to hand out several pages of typed up written expectations. And that's fine, it works for people. Frankly, it works for a lot of people. But the Austin Fire Department has a 1,003-page policy manual that you guys are about to get really familiar with studying for your probationary exam. It governs everything we do: when we get up, when we clean the station, how we respond to incidents, even to the point of laying out when we can and can't play board games at the fire station. By the way, if you're wondering, we play Monopoly only after 1700 unless it's a holiday shift, which is coming up. It's Monopoly. I think you can agree that the written expectations are pretty well spelled out for us already, and Damian McEwen doesn't need to add to any of those. I just give 3 rules for working in our battalion. And if any of you come to work with us in Battalion 1A, we'll talk again. As I begin my expectations talk, I make sure you know that it is our battalion. It's not my battalion. I am a member of it too, I just have a different role. So rule number 1, do your job and do it well. Become a master of our craft. Excellence beyond our standards, right? Everything gets easier if we start with that, and then 99% of these problems go away. Rule number 2, don't do anything that will reflect negatively on the department, your station, or your peers. Your actions can cast a shadow on anyone that wears this uniform. And rule number 3, take care of each other. And this means on and off duty. Of course, it means officers taking care of their firefighters, but it also means firefighters taking care of their officers and their peers. This job is heavy and it takes a toll, cumulatively. That's it, 3 rules. So as you head out to the department next week, I want you to become a part of your station's culture. And as you become a leader, formal or informal, continue to work on creating that culture in your sphere of influence. Build safety, share vulnerability, establish purpose. And if you come work with us, you're expected to do your job and do it well, to not do things that reflect negatively on your peers of the department, and to take care of each other. Be there for each other, just like you were in this cadet class, on and off the job. So congratulations, Cadet Class 132. I'm super proud of you guys, and I look forward to us building our culture together on the road ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief McEwen. You made me lose my spot, so I appreciate that. All right, and now the moment that these men and women have been waiting for the past 28 weeks, the pinning of their Austin Fire Department badge and the oath of office. Members of the 132nd Cadet Class, in just a few moments, you will be officially sworn in as members of the Austin Fire Department and begin the next phase of your career. Our badge should always be worn with courage, respect, and a deep humility. Your actions throughout the rest of your career will be a reflection of this badge and all of the members of this department, retired, active, and future. Wear it with pride, defend it with honor, and always see it for what it is. It is a symbol of the sacred trust between you and the community you serve. Cadets, please assemble. As I call out your name, please come to the stage with the person or persons you have selected to pin your badge. Ryan Arnold, pinned by Mother Faith Carlson. Mark A. Atchley, pinned by Father Lee Atchley. Carlos J. Mateo, pinned by Mother Rosa Mateo and Father Carlos David Mateo. Nicholas DeBose, penned by wife Victoria DeBose. Carly Decker, penned by partner Ashley Rockwood and nephew Nico. Devin R. Dickens, penned by Father Alan Dickens and Mother Valerie Dickens. Robert Feller, penned by Mother Carol Feller. Joshua Garcia, penned by girlfriend Priscilla Sarablanco and mother Rachel Mata. David Hashim, penned by wife Lauren Hashim. Jonathan A. Hernandez, penned by wife Vanessa Hernandez and mother Gloria Recio. Natasha Hunt, penned by husband and AFD fire specialist Matthew Hunt.
She said she couldn't hear you back there.
Aaron Irving, penned by mother Tracy Skinner. John Itz, penned by wife Crystal Itz. Andrew Kyle, penned by mother Wendy McNatt. Chun Lau, penned by Sister Tiffany Lau. Carson Neal, penned by wife Abby Neal. Mark Owens, penned by wife Kimberly Owens. Timothy Pomersky, penned by wife Crystal Pomersky and mother Joanne Pomersky. Ayart Sanani, penned by wife Ashley Ford. Just like Santa. Watch yourself. Out behind you. Cody Skinner, penned by wife Katie Skinner and son Michael Skinner. Mark Strauss, penned by girlfriend Brittany Cooper. Sean Tafoya, pinned by wife Alexandra Tafoya and daughter Hava Tafoya. Travis C. Tim, pinned by mother Jana Campanella. Robert Whitehurst, pinned by children Glory and George Whitehurst. Alyssa Wistrick, pinned by Father Bruce Wistrick and wife Angela Wistrick. We got to do the meet and greet. It just takes a little while. Chief Baker will now administer the oath of office.
Cadets, please stand and raise your right hand. On your honor, will you be loyal to the fire service, the Austin Fire Department, your community, and your family? I will. Will you commit to upholding the highest standards of integrity and character? I will. Will you have the courage to hold yourself and others accountable and responsible for health, safety, training, fitness, and leadership? Will you display the courage to be safe? I will. Will you uphold the laws, rules, and regulation of the Austin Fire Department, the City of Austin, and the community you serve? I will. On behalf of more than 1,200 men and women of the Austin Fire Department, congratulations.
Lieutenant Krim, will you please lead the cadets in reciting the Austin Fire Department's mission, vision, motto, and values?
Class 132, what is our mission? What is our vision? What is our motto? And what are the Austin Fire Department's core values? Probies, please be seated.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Thanks again to all the family and friends who support and encouragement have made Class 132's journey possible. Also want to take a second to thank all of the AFD personnel who are here and representatives of other fire departments around the city and around the community and around the state. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal portion of our ceremony. Before we go, we do have a short video to show you what our newest firefighters have been doing for the last 28 weeks. After that, and once the class is dismissed, there is a designated photo area in the lobby for those of you who would like to have a professional photo taken. Now sit back and enjoy this inside look into the life of an Austin Fire Department cadet.
Hey, your friendly neighborhood John Cena here, sending a heartfelt and earned congratulations to all the cadet graduates of the Austin Fire Department. Everybody's kind of made a pact to keep Austin weird. You have made the pact to keep Austin safe. Thank you and congratulations. Hey, your friendly neighborhood John Cena here, sending a heartfelt and earned congratulations to all the cadet graduates of the Austin Fire Department.
They had to edit that last part out because he was probably thanking me, but whatever. All right. Firefighter Neil, will you please lead our newest firefighters in the Class 132 and Training Division's mottos and then dismiss the group? You are dismissed.